What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Angry Spud. In today's Spud Reacts, we are headed back to Germany with NearFromHome as we finally try Germany's most famous street food. That's here in Nuremberg. Now, we know a little bit about the Bavarian food, but we're about to see what's so special about the street food in Nuremberg. So without further ado, come along with me and let's dive in.
Welcome to Nuremberg, and NearFromHome's cheeky weekend exploring this glorious city. And today, it's gonna be all about the food. And considering we are in the cultural capital of Franconia, that can mean only one thing. There's going to be amazing beer and even better sausages. So I hope you're hungry, because there's a lot to eat.
Oh man, I'm already getting hungry. One thing I like about this so far is I saw water. The bridges and water within the cities, that's freaking awesome.
Cheers, everybody. And eagle-eyed viewers out there will already know by this highly recognizable background exactly where we are. If you saw my normal Nuremberg video, then you would know we're out here in the Waffenhof, built right into the city walls of Nuremberg itself. It's an incredible place to be. It feels almost like a living history museum, a permanent Renaissance festival right here in the city. It's just so beautiful. However, if
my ideal thing is to build my own neighborhood, and it would literally resemble this. Like, it just looks peaceful. It just looks like no stress, no high cortisol levels, just being here. That's how it is with the plants. I mean, the building, the designs. That is what I need.
If you have seen that video though, of course, you'd also know that considering the Waffenhof is so close to the train station, I usually just walk on by, enjoying the ambiance, but not ready or in the mood to sit down and have a beer and some food. That is, at least until right now. The beer is also classically absolutely fantastic. It's not the famous Nuremberg Rot beer. We'll be getting that later. However, one thing I do want to call out is Franconian beer logos. They are some of the most beautiful ones. I mean, sorry, Paulana, but this is prettier.
I would definitely collect
Maybe I
that
just
for
like it because it's got a castle ruin on it. If you collect beer coasters, this is the place to do it. Now, for food, what could we go for if anything other than a Franconian sausage? And at this place, they offer vegan sausages as well. So we're going to check out both. You're not being left out this time.
Yay! No vegan sausages.
This.
Give me the
I'm
real
really hungry. We need to see how these taste.
Well, they look really good.
They do look really good.
That plate looks like something.
With the channel,
that plate looks like something I would get out of a cafeteria here at one of our schools or like a dining hall or something.
Even more so than just our Nuremberg series, you know that I love Franconian food. The food up in Bamberg, kind of Nördlingen, and of course Rothenburg. Oh, it's just so delicious. Let's see how this sausage tastes. I mean, was there any doubt? The tanginess you get from the bed of sauerkraut. One of the most interesting things about Franconian sausages, especially Nuremberg sausages as well, is they make them much thinner and smaller than they do, say, in Munich, which is the Wurst I'm most used to nowadays. And because of that, you get a really beautiful grill flavor in there, a smokiness, an earthiness, which I find in a lot of Franconian food, but especially exhibited in their sausages. Overall, I must admit, I was a little bit curious about this place. With ambiance this good, sometimes people kind of skimp on the food because they know you're gonna come here anyway. But as always with Germany, they just don't play like that. This is top quality. I am really loving it.
So I wonder if they have like a big smoker or something and they just smoke a bunch of this stuff. That's what we do here a lot of the time, but I don't know. I'm curious to see how it's actually all processed and made, you know, for these people.
In my head, I was like, okay, you should grab the camera from Camille and let her eat a sausage. But lo and behold, I just cut off another piece. That's how good it is. But anyway, let's be past the camera.
Divorce.
I'm sorry. No, I must admit, I am really curious how your Wurst is going to be. You get left out on so many of our German food tours. I'm really excited for you to have something to eat.
I'm so excited to finally participate. Oh yeah.
Is it really good?
It's really good. I often buy vegan sausages from the grocery store, but this is obviously a step above. It's just so greasy and juicy, and I don't know, there's so much flavor from the grill. It's got that nice like crack when you bite into it.
Now,
It's like a
yours
commercial.
did come with potatoes, mine with sauerkraut. Maybe if you get a bit that my sausage wasn't resting on, I would love for you to try it.
Yeah.
I feel like the tanginess of the sauerkraut really added a lot to the richness of the regular wurst. I'm curious if that will hold true for a vegan wurst.
Let's see. The sauerkraut is really good, but I feel like my sausage would have to be much richer and much fattier for it to really pair well together.
Hence why they paired it with potatoes.
Honestly,
Yep.
I'd just eat it on its own though.
Yeah,
I must
sauerkraut.
admit, in general,
it is really
I'm
good.
really happy with this because I was really worried that with a place, like I said, with this much ambiance, you could skimp on the food and you'd still make your money, probably make more money. But I'm really liking it.
Yeah, it's really good. And I'm glad I got to eat too.
I wonder if you had some bolt and you just soaked it up. I wonder what that would taste like. Probably really good. Wow. That's an interesting
Just
building.
window shopping here is a delight. The amount of amazing things they have. Let's get inside. Oh, it looks really cool.
Look at all these goodies. Apfel.
Oh, I mean, they do say this is the best Lebkuchen, kind of like gingerbread. They say this is the best in the world.
Really? In Nuremberg, is it the best?
Come here, look at this.
In the
This is
belt?
incredible. They have so many beautiful biscuit tins. They change them with the season. Around Christmas time, of course, you can get Christmas-themed ones because this store is actually right on the Christmas market plots that they have. Oh, I kind of want an Emperor's biscuit tin.
You could collect those too.
Do you want to get it?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so this is one of the things we'll get. How long do you think a bag like this will last?
It lasted a day last time.
Wow.
We also have to get these. As I mentioned, we came to Nuremberg with our friends during the Christmas market season. They introduced me to this amazing shop and to Domino's. I'll explain what they are a little bit later, but needless to say, this bag lasted about a day.
No, it was probably less than that. Probably like a half a day or something.
Wow, this is a
So
real
Schmidt.
unboxing.
Oh yeah, I do feel like an unboxing channel now, first time ever. And of course, unfortunately, Schmidt doesn't have any seating and I can't wait to eat this. So we just nipped around the corner. We're still at the kind of Marktplatz just to get a Cola Light, a coffee, and to eat these right away. I think I want to start with the Domino's and we'll end with the Emperor's Lebkuchen. Ah, these are so cool. They're traditional all around southern Germany and Austria. And essentially what a Domino is, it's dark chocolate, well, it's a dark chocolate covering over an apricot jelly, some Lebkuchen, and marzipan. They're actually related to the British Jaffa cake in that way. It's kind of that chocolate layer with some jelly in it. And I think that's why I love them so much. They remind me of my childhood, just significantly more gourmet than what I'm used to.
Was he calling it Domino? Is that what he
I haven't
said?
had one of these since Christmas. They're absolutely incredible. What
Wow.
more do you want? Now, I
Layered.
am a glutton for marzipan, but the apricot jelly, the Lebkuchen, this is fantastic. If you've never had a Domino before, which why wouldn't you?
Yes.
Then you need to make sure you get one of these. And I think, honestly, getting them from Schmidt, it's just so much fun. And they have so many varieties.
So you call
What
it
a
a
place
Domino.
to eat some candy. But now what we've been really waiting for, the Emperor's Lebkuchen.
So ridiculous.
It's so ridiculous. I love it.
It's
I love a
fancy
good
for
commemorative
sure.
biscuit tin. But if I may, just for a moment, before we dive in, if I could just be a little bit emotional, a bit vulnerable with you. I think it's at moments like this that I am most happy. It's not the biggest, most bombastic thing we've done this weekend in Nuremberg. It's not gonna be the food I remember the most, not this like crazy old restaurant or anything like that, but that European vibe, right? Of sitting outside at a cafe, the world passing you by, no rush, no push to leave or anything like that, on such a beautiful market square, eating a cookie. I don't think I could be happy enough I tried. I'm very grateful to get to be here and to make these videos for you guys. But how do they taste?
That is great. That is like the best feeling in the world. I can't wait to be there one day
Transition phrase.
to be able to make videos
Exactly.
just like
now,
this.
for those of you who aren't in the know, what is a Lebkuchen? It's kind of gingerbready, but even then that description really falls short. It's much thicker, it's a lot softer and chewier, and
Oh
it
my
doesn't...
gosh, that just reminds me of like a baked thing if you were making like a protein snack. That just looks like it would be filled with protein, and that's how you make those goodies.
Really tastes that much like ginger. So the closest I can tell you Brits and Americans out there is it's kind of like a gingerbread, but a lot better. A little bit more rustic in a way as well. They're most famous during Christmas time. We've actually eaten Lebkuchen on this channel quite a bit, but I've never tried it from Schmidt, at least not in front of you guys. Take a look at that. See what I'm saying? It's so much more moist. It's not hard or tacky. Let's go for it. This is probably one of the best Lebkuchen I've ever had. It is so much moister than what I'm used to. I mean, I know I said that it was going to be, but this is even better. But I mean, what else am I supposed to say? These are an amazing treat, not just for Christmas time, and getting them all year round at such an amazing shop in such an amazing location. It is such an easy win. However, I want to know your review, because you're a little bit better at putting things to words than me.
I don't know about that.
How good is it?
So this is really
That
good.
looks so
I've been
good, all
to a
that.
lot of German Christmas markets and had these Lebkuchen, and I think this is some of the best. It's just so good.
Really? You'd put it up as one of the best as well?
Yeah, I don't know, the inside is just so delicious, so moist, so flavorful.
It's so hard to describe what the flavor is though, right? Like, if you have a good orange, how do you say that? Like, it just tastes like a really good orange. I mean, how would you describe it?
I feel like if you just say that it's like a really good orange, then the person has to put in their head what they think what would be really good, and that's what it is. And I think it's going to be different for everybody, to be honest, because if literally everybody tried this, everybody's going to have their own perspective on what's good and how good it tastes.
I mean, I think the best comparison would be if you're an American, you've probably had American gingerbread, and this is just the elevated version of that. It's better in all ways. What I especially like about this is there are so many nuts inside of it. Tiny little chocolate nuts
realize.
all throughout the inside. I've never had one like this, and it's very tasty.
Maybe that's what I meant when I was saying it's got like a rustic flavor.
What kind of nuts are
I
those?
just meant that it was nutty.
But in the end, I think Ben is totally right. You've got to come here and get some. I think this is a really great souvenir as well. I'm a big fan of edible souvenirs.
Especially when they come in such amazing tins.
Oh, I love the bridges.
And now here is the dinner we've all been waiting for. Zum Gulden Stern. Supposedly the
Let me
house
see. Zum Gulden Stern. Did I say that fine?
with the best sausage in all of Nuremberg, which is a lot to say. I've already enjoyed everything we've had so far, but now it's time to eat. We've got reservations at 8 p.m. Let's not be late.
There you go. He gets res. Look at the ambiance
not
of
have
this.
the most Gemütlichkeit feeling you could imagine. It's so beautiful with the wood ceiling, very low ceiling as well, by the way. And I cannot believe it isn't busier. This place is so famous. This is 8 o'clock on a Sunday night, and yeah, it's got a bit of noise in the background. You've got some people here, but it's not at max capacity.
It's
Not
like a
by long
tavern.
shot. And if you can see behind me, you can see them cooking the sausages right in front of you on a traditional wooden grill. I mean, it smells amazing in here. It's just...
This is like one of those places where you leave and your clothes smell as if you were the one cooking the food. So then when you get home and you're just smelling it all over yourself, you're like, I need to have this again. Let me just go back and get that. Oh, so delicious.
wafting about. It's fantastic. Now then, the food has finally arrived. It's time to talk about why it's so special. Of course, we had amazing sausages earlier, but here, where we are right now, they say it is the oldest Bratwurstküche in the world, the oldest sausage kitchen there ever was. And so
Really?
it's incredibly historic. More so than just that though, they don't lean on that as a crutch. Instead, they use it through and through. They use an old recipe. They care about local ingredients, not just local ingredients, but who specifically locally they work with, trying to keep it with more small
almost reminds me
family-owned
of
places,
caviar,
providing
in
every
a
single
sense.
ingredient you see before you, making it a really beautiful experience. Incredibly authentic, incredibly Nuremberg. And, well, frankly, it smells amazing. I don't know how much longer I can wait. Maybe not at all.
There you go. Scoop it up.
It's not going to surprise you. I think that might actually be better than earlier. Earlier was good. earlier was one of the nicest sausages I've had in a long time.
But this is great.
Maybe it's just, I guess the ingredients being better, perhaps even the way they're cooking it better on the traditional wood-fired grill. The skin has so much flavor. It's got a little bit more of a crunch to it, yet it's still so juicy on the inside. This place is really living up to all that hype, and there was a lot of hype, but it's really living up to it. You can tell because I just keep eating. I'm not gonna lie,
drink
this
is
has
that
been one
over
of
there?
those days where I just feel really bad for you as a vegetarian.
Oh, that's what she got.
I mean, I get why you do it, I respect it. I think it's probably the better thing to do. I wish I was strong enough to be vegetarian, but
He's
not.
lying.
And this is really good.
He's just lying.
Would you like to try my Kartoffelsalat?
Kartoffelsalat. Salad.
Yep, it's like really good potato salad. But in all seriousness, it can be really difficult in Germany if you're a vegetarian. And this is one of those situations. There aren't any vegetarian sausage options, so I just had to go for the Obatste. I love Obatste. It's camembert cheese and butter, and it comes with some bread. It's kind of like a fun dip. I did kind of want something warm, but it's okay. I'm used to it. I've been a vegetarian.
So is that like the whole entree, or is that like the appetizer? She's got to get something else. She's got to get something more hearty. Come on now.
For like 14 years now at this point. It's how it is. So if you are a vegetarian like me, maybe it's a better idea to not come here for dinner, rather a drink, because the ambiance is so worth it. So I wasn't actually kidding earlier when I got to participate in the vegetarian sausage. I was actually really surprised and very excited. But not all places are like that, and you get used to it.
Yeah, that's got to be very hard, going to a place that literally specializes in meat. The next heute. These houses are just getting me every
video here in
time.
Germany could possibly be complete without Kaffee and Kuchen. I've got my cafe. Oh, and then I get my Kuchen. Nutella chocolate cake. It
Oh,
looks
now
fun.
I remember. Cake. Kuchen. Oh, I knew that word like in the back of my head. I just couldn't think of what it reminded me. I wanted to say kitchen, but I was like, that's not kitchen. But Kuchen is cake. I remember now.
Fantastic. So if you watched our Nuremberg video, we actually came here on the street, Weisgerbergasse. I think it's one of the most beautiful streets. We're here right early in the morning for a good bit of breakfast. Hearty breakfast indeed. They have a boutique little coffee roastery here. I mean, the coffee is gorgeous. Everything about this is fantastic.
Wow. I got to pause right there. Did you guys see that guy in the background? He was mean mugging the crap out of him. Let's go back. Let me see if I can pause it right. Look at this guy. What is this guy doing right here? He's so mad. He's like, you're not drinking that coffee the right way, or you shouldn't be filming me because I'm on that. But I am there, and I am always watching. I don't know. I just noticed that.
I mean, the coffee is gorgeous. Everything about this is fantastic. The view, the ambiance, the coffee. But now let's try the cake. Because if we're being honest, this is why I'm here. Saw this in the window. I knew I needed it.
I can't help but keep looking at that guy.
That is an intensely rich Nutella cake. Oh, I don't think you're gonna like it, but I love this. This is a good...
So me personally, when I eat something like that, I have to have milk. I don't know why, either water or milk, but definitely I prefer milk for sure. Is there anybody else like that out there? I can't do the coffee. It's gotta be milk.
Good place to spend your morning, even if there is a little bit of road noise. Alright, so now this might be the part of the video I am most excited to film. We are here at the Haus Brauerei Altstadthof to try Nuremberg's famous Rotbier, a very old recipe, and we've got a flight.
So bread beer.
Oh man, I mean, what a question, right? Usually when we're eating and drinking in Bavaria, you have a Helles, and you have a Dunkles, and then you have a Radler. And so yeah, I just usually go with the Helles. They're all delicious, they're all a bit similar. There's not a lot of variety, but here we actually have 5 different beers to try. I think I can only make it through 3 right now. So here's what we have. We have the historic medieval era Rotbier. Next to it, we have the Renaissance era Rote Weisse beer, the red-white beer. And lastly, we have the Rote Bock beer, which is more They don't give a real date to it. It's probably more around the 1800s when bock became famous. So we have a massive chronology of beer, the most famous being the Rotbier. And honestly, I'm just excited to try something other than a Helles. And you got a cool drink too, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Can you also imagine calling yourself, your brewery, the Hausbrauerei Altstadthof?
I'm gonna try to say it. Hausbrauerei Altstadthof. How was that? Was that okay?
With a home brew of the city center. That's who we are.
Didn't bother with any branding.
Now let's get into Rotbier. It does date back to the Middle Ages. Some people say that it's kind of, well, could be confused with the Belgian red ale. To me, they're just very different, so I view them as completely separate things. Let's try it.
That's gonna be stuck in my head. Hausbrauerei.
What I love about this, besides the fact that it's just a bit novel having something other than a Helles, is that it's incredibly malty. They use barley when brewing the beer, and maybe this is just me being stereotypically British, but I love me a bit of malt. This is so much more complex and interesting, yet still crispy and refreshing. It's a great beer. How do people drink beer in such small sizes? Beer needs to be in bigger glasses. Now, the Rote Weiss, this is much more like a traditional wheat beer, top fermented instead of bottom fermented, and it dates to the Renaissance. Oh boy, I never drink wheat beers, so it's gonna be harder for me to review, but it has that thicker, fruitier flavor, exactly as you'd expect with a wheat beer.
I don't really think I've ever had full-blown German real beer before, but
so much maltier.
Can't wait to try it.
Kind of expect. They are related after all. And lastly, Bock. The only real difference with the Rote Bock at this point is it's just stronger. It's got a higher alcohol percentage. I mean, because of the higher alcohol percentage, it does come off as a bit more bitter on the back notes, kind of the aftertaste, and a little bit hoppier, a little bit more modern. I mean, I guess that makes sense. It's a recipe that's 200 years younger. I really like it. I think if you're into IPAs, this would be the beer to get. Obviously, if you like wheat beer, then you're gonna love this. However, for me, I think just the traditional medieval Rot beer, absolutely fantastic. I'm so glad we...
Isn't Rot, I think that means red. Am I mistaken on that, or is that what it means?
We finally got to try this. And what a place to do it too. Castle looming behind us, that tower. I mean, I'm not getting to look at the backdrop, I'm looking at a camera, but I imagine what you guys are getting to look at is pretty cool.
And all the tourists in the background.
And all the tourists.
Yeah.
I mean, as am I. On a fun
people
turn,
watching.
Though, it's not just beer. They do a very interesting drink. So Camille's not just stuck with a Radler this time. You got something cool. Can't wait for you to try it. Here, let's swap over. Pass me the camera.
Looks delicious.
But let's see how it tastes.
Aperol Special.
They should have this more places.
Really?
This is really good.
Nice.
It's a little bizarre though. At the front, it tastes very fruity, like an Aperol Spritz, but then at the back, it tastes very full-bodied, very rich. I guess you can really taste that Rot beer.
Do you get hints of malt at all, or is it just the full-bodied nature of it?
You know, I don't know beer well enough to be able to tell you that.
Americans not knowing what malt is.
But this is a very unique concoction. Would recommend when you come to Nuremberg.
I'm so glad that you finally got to have a fun drink. Usually you just get Radler, which it's nice, but it's just my drink watered down.
I mean, is this not your drink watered down?
At least in a special way.
In a fun way. Prost!
She hates
might just
life.
be the beer talking. But this was pretty fantastic. I would easily recommend that you come here on your trip to Nuremberg. And if you come here hungry, this seems like a great place to eat too.
I wonder if you get to keep those beer glasses. That'd be so cool. Or at least if there's a gift shop to where you could keep them. I don't know. Maybe somebody knows this.
This place is fantastic. Our time here in Nuremberg is over. Unfortunately, our train leaves in just about 45 minutes. I am absolutely stuffed. It has been an amazing weekend, but now it's finally time to go home and go back to my real job.
Nuremberg is definitely a place I want to visit for sure. There's so many good things about that. He made it look really good, so if there's anything that he missed, go ahead and drop it down so I know when I travel there what I need to do. I would definitely say the best part of the video for me was the cake, that chocolate cake. Oh, that looks so good. Give me a glass of milk with that, and it is just night time for me. But that guy that was sitting there staring at him with that look, that was funny. I know somebody out there thought it was funny too. But anyway, that's all I have for this video, guys, and I will see you in the next one.